Welcome to ZAPTEST Tutorials. In this tutorial, we will show you how to work with image-based objects and introduce a new object type, area. We will use the script from our previous lesson preceded by the login process from the first script and starting from the login page. In the previous lesson, we've shown you how to work with combo boxes using the list object. If you launch this script on Internet Explorer, you will notice that the combo boxes obscure the label which we use to detect the object. So, here we will learn a different way to automate the combo boxes, which adds support for Internet Explorer and makes the script cross-browser. We have used the type method multiple times, but what exactly does it do? The type method clicks on the object, cleans the text inside of it, and then types the new text into it. Let's look at the parameters of this method: text for typing, time delay between each character typed, and Boolean, which when we set to true, erases the field content. We also have use physical keyboard and string culture name parameters, which emulates text input directly from the keyboard and defines the keyboard layout for certain language. So, if we disable erasing the field, we can click on the combo box, type some text, and press the Enter key. This combination will select the item in our combo box and will work on all browsers. However, we might find that some applications do not support such input type. Let's try it. First, remove the code which uses the list object. Then, change the click command of our combo box object to type. Next, provide the item text and disable the erasing of the field. Don't forget to set the delay between typing parameter to its default value. The last two parameters can be skipped. We can find this in the tooltip information. Now we have a big script with the login process. If we want to check only a part of our script, you can use the special Run from this line feature. To do that, perform a right mouse click on the line of code where you want to start the execution and select Run from this line in the menu. ZAPTEST will skip the code prior to this line and will execute the remaining part of the script. ZAPTEST selected the correct destinations. Next in this lesson, we will select the first Monday of the next month. First, we will click on the Next Month button in the Date Picker control, and then open Book Date View in the GUI map. Notice that the Next Month button doesn't have any text, so for this case, we can use the image-based recognition type. Click Add New Object, type the name Next, and set the property recognition type to Image. This way, ZAPTEST will use image detection algorithms. When we use image-based objects, we should pay attention to the object borders, color, and shape, because ZAPTEST will crop this image from our object repository and try to find it in the application under test during runtime. So let's select the Next Month button with some area around it to improve recognition. Otherwise, if the defined image is too small, it might match other similar objects on the page. We will also change the object property precision to high. Add this object to our code and select the click method. Now, let's select the date. Let's say we want to select the first Monday of the month. How can we do that? The table object has two methods for that. The first is to retrieve the cell text, and the other is to click on a specific cell when we provide it with the row and column numbers. Let's find the row and column of the first Monday in the table. Start by defining two variables, row and col. If the first Monday is located at the first week, then we should have a row value of 1 and col value 2. In the next line, we will read the text of this cell and check if it is indeed the first Monday of this month. The method getCellText returns the cell data string. Now, to use it in a conditional statement, we should first convert this string into an integer. Visual Basic has a special function for that, cint. Next, we check if the number of the day is higher than 2. It means that the first Monday is located on the second row, and we should set the row value to 2. Now we will click on this cell using the clickCell method by providing the row and the column numbers. Let's check it. ZAPTEST has selected the 7th of August, which is the first Monday of that month. The last things we are going to do in this text script are book the flight and check the confirmation message. Let's scan the page with the flight results, create the view and remove all the objects, except the flight number, the book button, the confirmation message, and then update the names of these objects. We may also improve the recognition of the flight number object by selecting the object and changing the property text color to white. We can see there are 2 flights from New York to Boston. So how do we click on the corresponding book button of a specific flight number? ZAPTEST has a special object type, area. Instead of looking for the Book the Flight button in the whole page, the area object crops the view and lets us find objects in the cropped area. Let's see how it works. Add a new object. Set the name to Flight Area. Then set the object type to Area. Now let's resize and position this area next to the flight number object and relate it as its child. This way, ZAPTEST will dynamically move this area object to the right side of the specific flight number. Then, we tell ZAPTEST to search for the Book button inside this area. It's easy. We set the parent object for our Book button to the flight area. That's it. Now, when ZAPTEST looks for the Book button object, it will find the flight number object, crop this area, and try to find our button inside of it. So, if we want to book another flight number, we should be able to do so just by updating the text property of the flight number object. And we can do it here or programmatically in the script. Add a flight column to the data table and set the flight number to BS101. Now we should set the text property of our flight number object. We've already learned how to do that in the previous lessons. Simply use the setProperty method. We can now click on the Book button. ZAPTEST will click exactly on the button which appears on the right side of the flight number text. Let's check the confirmation message. We should declare a new variable in which we combine the dynamic message with the flight number from the data table. Then we will update the text property and use the exist method to check that our flight is booked. That's it. Let's run our script and check that everything works as expected. ZAPTEST will log into the system, select the parameters, click the search button, and then book the flight. Thank you for using ZAPTEST.